dream I know, deep up my feelings for you. Watch.
Central Bank Governor Yemi Cardoso revealed some information on Monday in an interview with Arise TV, stressing that these invalid claims have exerted pressure on the naira and unsettled the currency market. But before we proceed with this news, welcome to Reality Latest Gist, your home of news and politics. Thank you all so much for joining us on today's news. If this is your first time of watching, please do us a favor to like and subscribe and also share. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell to get notified when there's a drop a video. You can send in your comments and keep the conversation lively in our comment section. To all our amazing subscribers, thank you all so much for joining us. The Central Bank Governor Yemi Cardoso revealed this information on Monday in an interview with Arise TV, stressing that these invalid claims have exerted pressure on the naira and unsettled the currency markets. After being concealed from public knowledge for 7 years, the audited accounts of the Central Bank of Nigeria were made public last year. So during this closure, auditor revealed a $7 billion backlog of unmet dollar demand from investors and currency users. Mr. Cardoso stated in an interview that the CBN has engaged the dealer to investigate the foreign claims for an accurate assessment. That according to the dealer report, up to $2.4 billion of the reported backlog consisting of false claims with claimants unable to provide import documents in some instances. Mr. Cardoso said that they have had reasons to believe that they needed to take a harder look at these obligations. So they have contacted the dealer's managerial consultant to do forensics of all this obligation and to actually tell them what was valid and what was not. That the results that came out of this was startling in a great respect. So they have discovered that of the roughly $7 billion and about $2.4 billion had issues, which they believe had no business being there. And the infractions from the range from so many things. For example, not having valid import documents, and in some cases, even entities that did not exist, and in some cases, beneficiaries and account parties that asked for Forex and got more than they asked for, and those who didn't ask for any and got. So this was a whole load of infractions there, which he said it has amounted to about $2.4 billion out of the $7 billion headline that has been figured. When he was asked what the Apex Bank was going to do about those contentious transactions, the CBN governor said that they are not paying if the person don't qualify. He said that the CBN has settled about $2.3 billion, and that applies to the airlines and a whole lot of different entities spread throughout the economy. And he has acknowledged that there is about $2.2 billion left to be settled and expressed confidence that they will be addressed soon. Moreover, in the past few weeks, that the Apex Bank has given a series of directives to address the Forex crisis. So guys, let's take a look at the video.
Thank you very much, Mr. Governor, for speaking to Arise News at this point in time. Now, my first point is about what the key message of the central bank is in terms of the current state of the naira and how to further stabilize the foreign exchange market. What's the key message that the central bank is trying to push out to the people, to the market, to investors, and everyone else in between?
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me today. I think it's important to say that we are in a situation, or we have been in a situation in the recent past where there's been a shortage of liquidity in the market, in the foreign exchange market, arising from certain distortions. And that in itself has created a situation where there's been huge volatility in the market. We have looked at this over the course of the past months and come up with certain policies which are focused on creating an environment where liquidity comes back to the market and where we can see a more vibrant market than we had before. it is ultimately, I see a situation where people who require foreign exchange don't have to know anybody in the banks, in either the central bank or the commercial bank. A system that is open and is transparent creates an environment for distortions to go away. And thereby, those who want to bring in foreign exchange and those who want to demand it can do so on an open basis, willing buyer, willing seller basis. And therefore, the market becomes more active and price is eventually discovered at a level that makes sense. The other thing that we have also done is the international money transfer, IMTOs. Up to this point in time, we know that a lot of activity has been undertaken by IMTOs. We know that. Everybody knows this. And sadly, we find a situation where very little of that has come through the official channels. Very little of it. It's all been done in various forms that do not advance the cause of an open market.
The question here is, who are those who did it and what are the consequences of their actions? Because it's of no use. What is the purpose of the information if these culprits are not identified and prosecuted to the full extent of the law? There is only announcement without consequences in Nigeria. We need a transparent process of the Forex. Let companies that are going through the process be identified and use technology to open this process. It's another sector where people, willingly to do legitimate business can tap into. Central banks should be sincere. They are the problem for currency devaluation. Take the money from the black market and let the bank control the price. Because all these are only verbal assurance and verbal accusations. Get to work and stop feeding us with words. Now every day when they discover money, but where is the money going to? Till date, all Abacha loot that is being refunded, where the money dey? Looters recovering loot from ex-looters. This is funny. So many illegal and fraudulent transactions destroying our policy. It's obvious these people has no solution about our crumbling economy. The dollar keeps soaring against the naira daily. Mr. Governor, what do you mean by arising from certain distortion? Sanusi once said, if you find a man lying dead with his throat slit, that one isn't just dead, but he was murdered. Naira did not just lose value. Someone or some people killed it. Because it only appears that you guys' policy are only tailored to benefit foreigners and against Nigerians. As you all can see, now we have politicians that want to be in political office without working or see a way to fulfill the promises made to the people. Buhari entered, he was looking for investors up and down, while he keeps borrowing money. Now Jagaban again, looking for investors everywhere to bring in dollar. Then motivational speaker will be telling us that you can start from ground zero, use what you have to achieve it. What happened to the president using the large number of competent human resources that we have to engage production, manufacturing head on? What happened to research and development to come on with a new way of acquiring raw materials locally for manufacturers? What happened to security for farmers so as to enable them to go back to farm and support for farm inputs? What happened to making sure that education system is functioning and standardized to world class so as to discourage people to school abroad, thereby making the demand on dollars to be low? Everyone wants to be president, governor, but not to actually do the right thing. Most of our governor has no contribution, no ideas to generate revenue. All we know is collect money in Abuja, pay salary and pensions, and chop the remaining. Honestly, this is so bad. So guys, I would like to know your thoughts, your contributions, your opinions are in the comment section. Let's keep the conversation live in our comment section. Once again, thank you all so much for staying tuned with us. We really do appreciate. On this note, we have come to the end of today's segment. Till I come your way next, stay safe guys. Bye.